Going live.
Bring back up our chat because every time I go live, it opens up the other window, and then our chat window goes black. Excuse me, our chat window goes black on the live stream for some reason. I don't know why, but that's okay.
Because, I do not know. Here we go.
What's that?
Oh, the thing I saw it pop up in my notification.
Yeah, we just went live. Yeah, we are live with the very first Once Revealed Variety Hour special Thanksgiving special for Thanks and Giving. That's a mouthful.
Yeah, the special Thanksgiving special for Thanks and Giving.
Yes, we're gonna give some thanks. That's what we're gonna do.
Are we gonna give Spanx?
I don't have any to give out.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, those are expensive. You know how much Spanx cost?
You know, I was thinking about, like, Spanx, but, those are, I'd imagine. How much are they? I don't even know.
They can be $12 to $15 a piece sometimes.
Oh, God.
Women's clothing is absurdly expensive compared to men's clothing.
Yeah, women's clothing is, like, messed up. I realized this when I was trying to, shop with a former girlfriend a long time ago, and this girl just couldn't find any frickin' pants.
Yeah, it's not fair. It's not fair the way that they size clothing for women. It's entirely unfair. I actually I think it's comical sometimes that, like, they'll pay like $34 for less material than you could probably go to fucking Claire's and buy the same material and make it yourself. You know
exactly.
What I mean? Like, it's so crazy.
Yeah.
It's just because they upcharge it because they know that that's just the demographic they have to do it. That they can make money off of it, basically. So they will. It's so shitty. So shitty.
Yeah.
Reform women's clothing. Allow them to wear whatever they want. Society's
seriously. I'm trying to figure out how to share this frickin' live video.
I believe there's a share button next to it.
There is. I haven't seen. There's no share button. Like, I feel so stupid because I don't see any option.
Maybe because you're a manager of the band. You might have to go to, like, if you're using the app anyway. You might have to go to the web. Sometimes that works. You're on, like,
the
even
Facebook
if you're on an
website.
iPad, yeah, you just go to, like, the Facebook website in Safari. Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes it does it, sometimes it doesn't. But either way, that aside, we're here. We are here, me and Nathan, this Thanksgiving.
Yeah, Scott's literally in Brazil.
Scott's in Brazil.
But he says gonna be on in a sec.
He's gonna be on in a second. Scott said he might join. We did not mean to call him in. It just kind of happened this way.
Yeah.
I actually didn't add him to the call intentionally. He must have just seen it pop up inside the call.
Yeah. Well, if you called the chat, right? Oh, I forgot about the time difference.
Oh, the difference. Oh, he thought it was going to be a different time. So he thought it was going to be later in the day. So now he's going to be able to do it. Woo! We get Scott from another fucking country. The international man of mystery, Scott Patton, will make an appearance.
Yes.
He's out there doing work for God and country. I saw that smile, Nathan. You're like, how the fuck do I deal with you?
I'm here. I'm trying to invite my friend, and all I hear is Scott serving God and country. I guess so.
Yeah, man. Yeah, he's a true American hero. We're blessed. We're all blessed to have Scott Patton on our side.
Speaking of things that are Scottish, I have Scotch.
You have Scotch. Check that out.
I
don't.
Black Label Scotch.
Yeah. Speaking of things that are Scottish, I'm a little drunk, and I'm not even halfway done.
Nice. Nice.
Scott. Don't hate me. You're my best friend.
He's not going to hear this until later, I don't think.
No,
so
he probably will never hear it. That's the best part. He's never even going to know any of this even happened. What's that?
We can say anything we want.
Basically. I mean, not anything. Don't pull a Scott.
Be careful what you say.
I feel like it's fair only because we immediately chastise him for it. And so I feel like, if anything, it's a learning experience for anybody who's involved. Like, Danny just tuned in and said, "You wild animals are on tonight." Yeah, man, we're partying.
Yeah, we are.
We are partying.
We're not wild with the turkey.
We do what we do.
Also, Star Gray is watching, and I don't know who Star is, but I love that person's name. Star Gray.
That's a nice name.
That is a cool name.
I'm trying to pull up the stream over on my other computer so that I can actually see what it's like. Because on this side, I'm just seeing our live, like, us talking. Me and you.
Oh, I see.
You and me.
It's just you and me.
Me and you.
Is that a song? Because I
think we're just making it up, my friend. Whoa! Oh,
what are you chastising me for? What? I heard something about chastise.
I don't know where you heard that.
Oh, yeah?
I'm from.
Hey
No
there,
one knows.
Scott. What's going on,
What's
buddy?
up, boy?
Nothing much, guys.
How is Brazil?
Brazil. It's good. It's good. Just met Julie's father.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, how'd that go?
Yeah, I'm getting an echo from my phone here.
Uh-oh.
Let me turn that off. But yeah, I'm still, after that freaking espresso coffee that I had from Brazil,
You're like-
I've got the jitters. Holy crap, was that heavy? That was so strong.
You gotta get some alcohol to bring you down now.
What's that?
Gotta get some alcohol to bring you down now.
Yeah, that's what I was telling Julie, but she said no alcohol tonight, so.
Oh.
Mm.
Uh-oh. Good
She
luck.
said I drink too much coffee.
That is, I mean, probably true. You're probably bordering on some Four Loko type shit at that point.
Yeah, right.
And I ain't talking
the
the new type. I'm talking the old. Back when we were kids.
They got killed.
So what are you guys talking about?
Well, before you jumped in, we were commenting on that you are the international man of mystery for God and country. You're doing God's work over there. You're in Brazil, bro. What's going on over there? Tell us how it is. What's the weather like?
It's humid and hot. Well, it hasn't been terrible, actually. Like, lately it's been, like, the nights have been in the 60s, and
Nice.
during the daytime, about, like, high of 70s. Today it's been exceptionally hot, but from previous days, it's been not too bad. It's just, it started raining today, and then it cooled down. But yeah, it's not too bad. What is it like in the U.S.?
Danny's talking shit in the comments. Just by
I
the way,
presume it's
Scott.
freezing cold.
Yeah, it's fucking just cold up here all the time. That's where we're at.
What is the temperature?
The day was actually not as bad, but it was still like 60 something.
Yeah, it was like 65.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's like every Thanksgiving. For some reason, it gets really warm. I don't like.
Yeah.
It's really strange. It's like every year it's like that. You know, the U.S. Air Force, they activate the weather control module up there in the blimps all over the U.S. and they dial it in. It's about 63. They want it to be comfortable, but not that comfortable, just in case a breeze blows through. They want you to remember it's winter. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe we'll get a light shower tomorrow, like every year. We'll see.
The theory you've got there, Vern.
Working from experience.
I'm going to be looking for those blimps from now on. Like,
Every time he sees a fucking Goodyear blimp, he's gonna lose it. This guy's gonna be a conspiracy theorist in the fucking subway in New York with fucking tinfoil on his head. He's like, what does that say? Is it Goodyear? We can't trust those, man. You don't know if it's a good year or not. 2020 happened.
Oh, man. Yeah, I'm never drinking a fucking espresso coffee from Brazil ever again.
Bro.
Holy shit.
What exactly was it? Was it just straight espresso?
Bro, they grind the beans up and throw it in there, don't they?
I don't know, but whatever it was strong as hell. Like, I can see why they give them in these little teeny cups usually. I got it in the, like, 120 milliliter, which is exceptionally big in comparison, and I was like, this is going to wake me up. I'm like, yeah, this is good.
No, wake you up, that's going to stop your heart. If you were any less physically fit, I would be concerned about the state of your body right now. If that were me, you guys would need to be worried. I'm telling you that right now.
After smoking...
Your fucking heart's already used to this because you're doing gymnastics and backflips and shit, like...
I mean, yeah, I guess, yeah. That's a good thing. But
you're gonna be okay. It's
I
gonna be
feel
okay.
like I was gonna have a panic attack at one point. Like I told my wife, it's like I need to go downstairs and go on the treadmill and do something because I'm going to freaking jump out of my skin right now. And then I did that, came back upstairs. I'm like, I'm still energetic. I don't know what the fuck to do right now.
Morgan. The dog is getting my attention. Sorry.
FC Marshall.
It's a special Thanksgiving.
Our man Danny Crumb's back on here. And yes, I am in Brazil. I am in the Brazil, South America. Having a good time.
Yeah. So what exactly is the trip for? Was it purely to her father?
Well, I'll put it simply that Julie did not want to pay the money to have surgery done to her gums in America.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
It is exceptionally expensive to have something like that done. So she came here and had the price like, I don't know how to compare it, but
because our government has a capitalist healthcare system that is based on wrecking the economy of the people who are in the lower and middle class and establishing a caste system in the 21st century. The United States healthcare system needs to be reformed. This is Vernon Smith. I approve this message.
All right. Well, I'm glad Vernon was listening.
Oh God, that was good. I like it.
But yeah, that was. Other than the fact that she wanted me to meet the family, which it's been cool. I haven't been able to understand the majority of what they're saying, but it's been cool. I've learned a couple Portuguese words, and not enough to have an actual conversation. But I can greet people. I can say, "Oh, boa noite," or "Bom dia," or what's another one?
I love how much Scott is definitely like that white dude you know who loves to go to other countries and learn the language. Like, I'm not one of those people. I feel so like self-concerned about how I'm saying it. I love that you come back and you're like, yeah, I learned like 14 fucking phrases. I'm like, whoa, what? Tell me some shit. Hit me.
Yeah, I mean, you're giving me too much credit there, Vern, but
you do good. You do good. You've learned more in this this grouping of time since we've last talked than I learned in my like 14 days I spent overseas, probably. Like trying to learn the language from people. Like, yeah. Because I only probably spent realistically like 12 to 14 days trying to learn the language from anybody total out of 2 years that I spent overseas. Isn't that insane? That's a long time to just never talk to another human being about the language they speak in the region.
Yeah, I guess you just had little interest in their culture.
I just didn't care. A lot of people did, though. A lot of people did. I just, not me.
Yeah. Just like, fuck you guys. I'm going to talk to my people.
I don't know, dude. I feel like I have enough trouble learning, like, the English language. So, like...
I agree. Me too.
So I'm just like, I'll cash in all my chips on what I got, I guess.
That's like me with guitar.
Just a little bit.
If I try and pick up another instrument, I'll be like disappointed because like I feel I can play this instrument, I can play it well, but if I try to pick up piano,
right,
literally pick it up.
I'm not going to be an expert, so why would I do this? I get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
A little frustrating in the beginning. Yeah. I mean, it's that same like filter that we went through, right? Like, we've talked about it before, and I think Nathan, you and I have talked about it before too. There's like the filter of guitar playing and the filter of drum playing. It's like in the very beginning, like everybody wants to do it because it looks cool, and then they try it, and it's fucking super hard, and they're like, man, I can't really do that, so they just give it up immediately. But like the people that really want to do it and then like actually have a legitimate interest in it, they continue, and they end up with a rack of guitars like that. Like, it's like 15 years of playing, and you're just like, yeah, I don't care about my hands. I'm probably not going to be able to hold anything when I'm 60. Like, it's whatever. Nathan's over there like, I'm going to be deaf. That's why I learned sign language. Like, we're all very well aware where we're headed. Like,
look at that.
Would you just look at it?
Yeah.
In-ears. Got to get some in-ears. Got to invest in some in-ears.
Yeah, I will say I'm really careful about my ears these days when it comes to drumming and stuff. Like, I'm always making sure I'm wearing earplugs or something.
PSA, wear ear protection when it's loud.
Yeah, seriously. It doesn't make you cooler until your cochleas. That's not cool. That's just stupid. Why would you do that?
Dave Grohl made a comment once that was like, I don't wear earplugs because that's not cool, and like people like chastised him for it, and that's good. You should chastise him.
Yeah, definitely.
He's wrong for being deaf.
It's his fault, damn it.
Kind of, though. I mean,
yeah, really. That was kind of a joke. It turned out to be not a joke. You know how every joke has a bit of truth to it? It's like that one had a little bit too much truth to it to actually be a funny joke. And then it wasn't. Right. It was just like, oh. Ooh.
Well, I remember the first time I had a performance and I had to take I forget exactly what the scenario was, but I took my earplugs out for like a couple songs, and I instantly regretted it because it's just so much, especially with the drums behind me. It's like it's just so powerful, and I don't know how people could do that without some sort of ear protection.
The few times I have, I've regretted it.
Yeah, I've definitely done it before, more times than I should have, and yeah, I got lucky. It didn't cause any permanent loss or anything, because I was worried about that after college, and so I went and saw the audiologist, and it turned out to be fine. So I was like, oh, got lucky.
My hearing is not fine. I have a lot of hearing loss in both my right and left sides, but worse on my left, believe it or not. But I asked about this because I was like, well, that doesn't make sense. Why would I have worse hearing loss on the side where my gun is not held? And they were like, because the way that sound travels, it wraps around your body and hits that ear more damagingly than it hits the other ear for some reason. It's a phenomenon. It's a phenomenon. Yeah, well, it's the shape of the gun is what it is. The way that the gun handles. So, you know, the buffer spring runs through the end of a rifle. So that apparently absorbs most of the shock of a sound wave, in fact. And so that travels through that as well. And so that sound wave doesn't travel as much towards your ear. However, the rest of the sound around it is traveling all around your body and hits this side too. Yeah. And I had to shoot...
Sound particles.
Sound particles. I had to shoot so many times without ear protection on. And it was just by freak of the moment, or because I lost them, or because one fell out, or like whatever. Like shit happens.
I can imagine. I mean, you're not as worried about that as like what's in front.
Absolutely not. That's like the last thing I was concerned about. But,
I mean, it is important, but it's not as important.
Trying to hit shit.
Right. I forgot. Like when I told you guys, I don't think I'm going to be able to make it to this session, but I realized that it's 2 hours later here than it is there. So I got back, it's like, it's actually 8:15 right now. No shit, I can get on.
Yeah, we started late too, so you jumped in like 5 minutes or...
Did I?
Maybe 3 minutes after we started, yeah. Wasn't that deep?
Nice.
Yeah, we're pretty early. Yeah, we got a little late start this week. We figured everybody was going to be a little slow with their Thanksgiving food in their bellies, so we...
Yeah. I didn't have any Thanksgiving food, but I had some good Brazilian food. I had Brazilian pizza for the first time.
You gotta go hunt down a turkey with your bare hands, Scott. We all know that you don't mind killing birds with your bare hands. So
hey, shut up. I saved a bird, okay?
You did? Oh, Scott, tell us about the bird you saved.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good story. Oh. There's our
Marilyn, she doesn't want me to tell that story.
DMCAA is gonna take us down for that
one. But yeah, the story behind that was I was walking in the woods one day. It was actually quite chilly that day, so I don't even know why I wanted to walk. I guess I just really wanted to get out of the house because there's nobody I could get in contact with. Just walking down the woods, just having a cold, okay time. And then, like, okay, it's time to go back now. It's getting too damn cold. This isn't very enjoyable, so I'm going to head back. Then I saw this little bluebird, and it was, like, just kind of hopping. So I immediately noticed it. You know, after shooting a bird, you know how it works. I'm just kidding.
That was a great joke. That was a great joke. He's not kidding.
But I saw the bird hopping, and I was like, uh-oh, this bird must be injured. So I'm like, I'm going to try and save the little sucker. So he noticed that I was coming at him, thought I was trying to eat him or something, so he ran behind a tree, and, like, we were playing a game of, like, hide and go seek, because I would go one side, he would go behind the other side, and then he would hop around to the other side, and eventually he just ran a couple of feet away, and eventually I was able to grab him and put him in my hat, and then called up the vet clinic or whatever. And they told me where to go, and then I dropped him off, and they discovered that he had a broken wing, and the rest is history.
Look at that, man. You saved a bird's life.
I did. It felt good. Felt quite good.
Yeah, man.
Bird, I'll say that.
So, like I said, Scott, you're working up your bird karma now because you have so much negative bird karma that now the birds are throwing themselves at you. Just help us. Just fix your spiritual alignment, Scott.
I would prefer that over them attacking me because of the karma.
Yeah. I mean, don't go to the beach yet. You don't know what the seagulls will do.
That's true. That's true.
You don't know what they're capable of. What they did to my family.
Have you seen the birds? I mean, that's a good example right there.
No, it's all right though, Scott. I thought about it a lot, and you know, the United States government replaced all the birds with surveillance drones in 19.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, 67.
So I didn't actually kill a bird. I just killed a drone.
You didn't take out any birds. You stopped the surveillance drones from us and your family. It's fine. I get it.
Maybe that's why you wanted so much to destroy the birds. It's like somehow
precisely
the collective consciousness contacted you and let you know that the birds, they're not natural. There's something wrong with them. It's like you had this intuitive sense of it, and you're like, fuck them birds.
And see, since you know that bird was actually real. Wait, Scott, do you know it's real, or when you went to drop that bird off, did the vets tell you to take it to the drone facility to get it fixed? Is that where they pointed you in the direction of? They're like, oh yeah, we take animals here. Go ahead and drop it off over there with the other guys. And when you dropped them off, they opened up the door and there was a guy with like a power tool, like, wee, wee.
It's COVID restrictions. That's why they had you drop.
Yeah. And they're like, okay, then after we fix them, we'll take them back to the spot where we'll be spying on you again.
Well, let's release him, and the FBI pilot that pilots him, he'll fly it back over, you know?
Oh, my.
Oh, man, the birds aren't real.
The birds aren't real.
So what are you eating today?
What's that?
What is everyone eating today?
Scott and I said, what's that at the same time?
Did we?
Yep.
Well, I will just say I haven't had anything that's Thanksgiving.
No, I don't think any of us have. I think you said you had a Brazilian pizza?
Yeah.
What does that entail? What's the difference?
The difference is they have a different type of cheese. What's the type of cheese? Cotobini?
Okay.
Cotobini, and it's like a cream cheese. It's not like our cheese.
Sounds so good. What the fuck?
Yeah, it is pretty good. And there's just a lot of toppings on it from what she's.
That sounds bomb.
What we had.
We have to do this. We need to make a Brazilian pizza when we do the Once Revealed cooking hour.
Dude, yes.
That's what we're gonna do.
Have Julie do it for me.
We'll definitely feature Julie in it. We're gonna need someone to co-sign whether or not this is done correctly because we have no fucking clue what we're doing.
Danny Crumb will know that she's real.
What's that?
Well, what it seems like is
you
drizzle it with a lot of that cheese, and then you put a shit ton of meat on it. That's the gist of it. Like, there's a lot of meat on it.
That sounds so good. What kind of meat? What kind of meat are we talking?
Well, I had one with chicken. She had one with ham, and there was a crap ton of it on it.
Oh wow! So like it's like any meat kind of thing. Like it's just meat up on that thing. Go meat on that bitch. And you're like, all right, what kind? You're like, damn, what?
Yeah, right.
That's fucking dope. That sounds good as hell.
And I told them that we eat pineapple on our pizza, and they started laughing. Like, that's freaking weird. Like,
it's
delicious. It's delicious.
It's delicious. Nathan, what's your consensus? Pineapple on pizza.
Oh, I like it.
Oh, fuck, we're a whole band that likes it, aren't we?
Yeah.
Oh, shit, people are gonna hate us. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
I don't mind. It's fine. Even if we ended up as a Nickelback of metal, like, at least we still got money, though.
We'll still be successful. I mean, Nickelback,
we still got money, though. Chad Kroger's a douchebag, but he's got a lot of cash, bro.
That's all that matters,
Money can't buy happiness, but, bro, I never seen anybody on a jet ski crying. So.
Jet ski crying.
That's all I'm saying, bro. That's all I'm saying. Oh, fuck, that's funny. Oh, God damn it.
So I wanted to bring up a fun thing. Did you know that they actually calculated what the worst year in history was?
Oh, shit.
We know of?
Yeah, wasn't it like 1200 something?
No, it's not 2020. I figured this would be a good
like
thing to talk
1200 or
about.
1100
Yeah,
something
I
when
know.
Krakatoa popped off, right? When that fucking volcano went off and it blackened the sky for a year.
Yeah, so it was year 546.
540, bro, I wanted to say 549! I should have said that!
You should have. A lot closer. So it was the first thing that marked the beginning of like an extra dark part of the Dark Ages.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see. So
Isn't that
yeah,
with the volcano?
it was
we
a
fucked
volcano.
up. We fucked
in
around
Iceland.
and we had a volcano. That's what happened.
Yeah, basically, it blotted out the sky. It literally
Right,
reflected sunlight from parts of Europe and the Middle East.
And like
So
crops
the
were
temperature-
just impossible to grow, and like it was just very hard
Yeah.
to survive. I remember
Yeah.
not reading, watching a video on this before. That'd be terrifying.
Like, it's kind of nice to know now that we have enough technology, we'd probably be able to work
Right.
against it kind of thing. But, like, good God. Could you imagine? Could you imagine?
Bro.
That would be terrible. I mean, I guess it's kind of like California in a way.
A little bit, yeah. The wildfires.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
but
remember
imagine how
seeing-
criticized it become if like a volcano went off and it blotted out the sun in some part of the world. Can you imagine how many people would be like having thoughts about it
Right.
instead of like actually trying to work towards a solution?
Yeah. Do you guys remember that, like, that day? It was like a Wednesday a few months ago when the wildfires were happening across the country. Where, like, a large amount of smoke had blown over to us.
Yeah,
And,
I
like,
think
the,
so.
The
I
sky
remember that.
looked all fucking weird. Like, the sky looked all fucked up and the sun looked all
I
weird.
vaguely remember that, but
Yeah,
I
I
do.
remember driving home that day from Newmarket, and I was driving one of the back roads looking up at the sun. I was like, bro, this looks like when I was deployed, and like we'd get the sandstorms, and the like sun would get blotted out by it a lot, and all you could see was just the ring of the sun, basically, like with the light. It doesn't look like the sun; it looks like a fucking like a light bulb up there, just shining through it, basically. Yeah, it's just crazy to see. It's
depressing.
just so nuts to see it here. I was like, whoa, what the fuck? What are we living on?
Mhm.
And 2020 on
That's
some
wild.
mystical shit, man. There's like comets passing by. We narrowly got missed by an asteroid. Fucking.
All right, maybe we should change the subject. It's scaring me.
Scott's gonna have a panic attack between the espresso and me talking about the end of the world.
You're giving me some panic
He's in
attack.
the land of the Mayans too, man. He's like a few hundred miles away.
You guys can't be doing this right now. We got to talk on more lighter subjects.
We
Right?
gotta get Scott a beer. Operation Get Scott a beer.
I'll mail you one.
Yeah, just mail me.
Don't hold your breath.
Their Brazilian beer is pretty good.
Is it? Does
Not
it?
bad.
What's it like?
Yeah. I mean, how to explain it? I mean, it's just like
He's like, it's beer, but
it's beer. Yeah. I honestly can't explain what it tasted like. Like it had like it was like a darker beer.
Okay,
Like
gotcha. We talking like a lager, like a.
I guess you could say more of like a lager type of
All right.
like a beer.
Cool, we're getting there.
Yeah.
See, we're figuring out the. What does it have hints of? Would you say it's?
Like a nice amber-colored lager, maybe.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, that would be a good comparison.
Could you specify any of the flavors or notes that you had in the beer?
It wasn't very bitter. It had a little bit of a bitterness to it.
Oh,
but
okay. What kind of bitter are we talking? Like a plant root bitter? Are we talking like a wood bitter? Like what are you talking?
I honestly don't know. I
Ah,
couldn't
all right.
tell you.
I tried.
Probably more of a wood than a
tried.
plant.
Okay, all right. See, we're getting somewhere. So we got notes of wood. We have notes of wood in the Brazilian beer. That's good. This probably means
It's definitely
it's,
not an IPA type of beer.
Yeah,
I'll say that. That's more like a plant
yeah, that makes sense.
bitterness. But yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
But Brazilian beer is good.
That's good.
And their
That's good. I was
bakeries are
trying-
freaking ridiculous. We just went to this bakery that's like maybe a couple miles down the road. And it's not like your bakery that you go to in the grocery store where it's just like donuts and bread. You go to this bakery, there's like the decorations of like the outside of the building is like just, it looks like a club almost. Like there's just flashing lights all over the place. Then you go in there and there's an actual escalator that takes you up to the area that you're supposed to eat at.
Shit.
They have a liquor store there. They have a pizza section. They have like
shit.
all these different sweets that you can get. They have like there's a buffet. There's so much stuff there. It's ridiculous.
Come on down to the bakery. We got bread, booze, bread.
More bread. But dude, I was like, wow, this is impressive. Like,
holy shit, that's crazy, dude. That's kind of like in Kuwait, they have like it's a mall, right? But like the whole mall is like all kinds of crazy shit. Like they have a Gucci store there. They had a Versace and a Gucci store. It was insane walking through those stores. You weren't allowed in this is the fucked up part. We could only go into the Versace store. The Gucci store, there was a dress code to go in. And none of us were dressed well enough to go in. You had to be wearing, one guy was wearing the appropriate attire. He got to walk in. It was a suit. Like, you had to have a suit jacket with a button-down shirt, a pair of slacks, you had to be wearing a belt, and you had to have dress shoes on with dress socks on of some sort. And they literally inspected this man before he walked in. His name was Rob Brown. If you're out there watching, I remember when you did it. It was fucking hilarious. Because we all stood at the fucking door watching him like... And he was like, can I, like, record? And they were like, yeah, go ahead. And he was like, cool. And so he, like, walked around with his phone, and he was like... Look at all this shit, guys. Look at this stuff. Isn't this fucking crazy, dude? And then he, like, brought it back to us. He was like, watch. We, like, watched it with him while we were walking around the Versace store. Everything was, like, $3,000. It was insane. We were like, what the fuck are we looking at? It was, like, gold everything. Leather everything.
Man.
Nice.
But in the bottom of this mall, there was a grocery store. Just a straight-up grocery store. It was the fucking weirdest thing. So we walked through this whole mall, and we saw all this nuts stuff. Right? And then we got to the bottom of the thing, and there's just, like, families there walking around getting their fucking cornflakes. It's so weird! So out of place!
Very different culture. It's like, you got the average people, and then you got the, like, major upper class. Yeah. Like, what?
Yeah, it was, like, so confusing. It was so confusing. I don't know. The lines are blurred in Kuwait, I'm gonna be honest with you. Apparently they get paid, like, a stipend. I don't know the factual validity of this. I only know that I was told this a lot by people while I was there in country. Apparently they pay them money to be a Kuwaiti citizen because so many of them leave the country because it's like arid, there's not a lot of business there, but they pay you money just to stay, and because they have like oil riches and gem riches from the ocean. So they like pretty smart, right? So they basically will pay people just to stay there. And like I've heard things like outlandish claims, like if you like wrecked your car, they would just pay the insurance for it. Like you just send them a claim, and the embassy, like not the embassy, but like the empire will like pay your claim for your insurance to buy you a new vehicle, and they'll just send you a new vehicle and be like, there you go, bud. Like it's all taken care of. I don't know the validity of this, but I know that I heard it enough times for enough people that I believe it to be true. Like there's all kinds of crazy stuff like that. People were like really rich there. Like it's 3 times the value of the American dollar there.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was just going to mention that whole thing about the currency in Brazil. It's like the value of the currency. I forget what's the percentage, but like the dollar is worth so much more than the real here.
Like
so it's really nice going into this country.
I was going to say, yeah, you're like loving this right now because
yeah, it's like buying food is like we spent
Scott,
like
this is your chance, man. Find a job there, start a new life. Pack up.
And you know, I was mentioning this to Julie, actually. I was like, I'll save up enough money, we'll retire, and then we'll move there and live like kings, you know?
Right. We'll get you a recording set up. We'll just have you send in your tracks whenever you're ready.
Yeah.
Scott, we got this. That's a good segue, because I have something to talk about. It's an excellent segue. It sounds like, and I don't know if we can confirm this or not yet, but Iron might be getting a job on the other side of the country. And,
no shit.
Yeah, like we've talked about this before. I think Scott and I, we talked very briefly about how would we handle something like that if one of us decided, like, yeah, we're going to pack up and move somewhere else.
Oh, shit.
The idea is, well, like, I can record my stuff mobily, so I can just send my stuff in, so it's not a big deal. And then I can fly in whenever I need to work with you guys, and we can do shows that way. And so, like, it's not an impossible thing to work on, but that's like something that might happen in the not so distant future. I'm looking for a job out in Cali right now.
She's looking for a job in Cali. Wow.
Yeah. I mean, she's actually probably got one. I'm looking for the job at this point. She's good. She's sad. Yeah.
I see.
Yeah. As long as all things go well, sounds like that might be the plan. But yeah, pretty exciting. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. I'm trying to find a job working for like a game design company or something out there. So That's like
Yeah.
that's like the big
Yeah.
overarching plan for me right now. Yeah.
Cool.
I figure if I can, I should. You know what I mean? Like, why not? I've
Trying
talked
to
about
hold
wanting
back
to do
the
it.
tears right now, Vern.
What's that?
Trying to hold back the tears right now.
It's hold back the tears. Stop. Nah, we've talked about it. Like, what I would do basically is we would just we would need to just schedule like a weekend basically. And we'd say like Saturday and Sunday. That Saturday and Sunday are for the boys basically, and I would fly in for like a weekend, take care of whatever we need to. I can fly in for shows. I could even probably get us shows out in fucking California, which would be a lot better for sure. It's LA. That's like the
Yeah,
heart
that would
of
be really
music
cool.
in Hollywood. So like
Incredible.
that's one of those things I've talked about a little bit in the past. Was like if I ended up out there, we could do stuff like that. But that's like something I've considered pretty heavily now. Since we know how to connect ourselves to the music realm pretty well. So.
Is that like in that realm? Is that more like the music that we play? Is that kind of more relevant to their? It
has a better
listen to?
following there for sure. There's
Does
more
it?
people there that go to shows too. Like live music is a bigger deal in California than it is in fucking
Uh-huh.
Maryland for sure. Especially in Los Angeles. LA has such a live music scene that like it's still a place that you can go as a band and make it basically. So like if one of us could hub up there, what I really want to do is buy a house there, right? And use that as a center of operations basically. Put a little studio in it. Have enough room for you guys to come out if you need to. We could set up fucking a couple shows in a week basically. Take a vacation, just do show after show after show, and just do it that way. You know, that kind of thing. And that was just like a baseline idea that I came up with, just knowing that this is a possibility going forward.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't be the first time that a band has done long distance type
At
of
all,
work.
yeah. Not in the 21st century. That's for fucking sure.
Right, because we have the ability to do recordings and
This
send
right
them
here.
to each other.
Right.
Yeah.
But you can do this right here.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, it's super simple. Once we all have like a good recording flow too, we just gotta get you two on the depth that Will and I are at on like using digital audio recording. Nathan, I know that you're familiar. We gotta get you like
Well,
intimately.
Well, here's the thing. Once I get this house sorted out and stuff, I'll have some ability to set up a studio area downstairs. I figure if I can not donate, but like allocate like $500
Right.
or even a little bit more than that, I can basically get it so I can play in my basement anytime
Right.
without worrying about the neighbors.
That's
Wait.
right. Yeah, so
Which
you
would
could
be
have like a little recording studio of your own down there.
That would be really cool.
So
and then I could
between
do
Will and I, we could set you up, bro. I bet you we have enough gear between him and I just sitting around that you could have something
I'm
good.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he told me that like with a certain amount of money, I think it was like with $1,000, I could take whatever recording setup and really like make it a good one
There you
instead
go.
of just like an entry
go.
level one.
And so if we can get you versed enough to do it, then we have two places that Scott can go to get his stuff done until Scott knows how to do it. Or we teach Scott. I mean, really what I want to do, Scott, is just set you up a studio in your fucking basement, because that little room down there is sweet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fucking room. That's
Yeah.
a sweet little room. We'll put you right underneath of the little palm tree thing. Little.
You're the only one who knows about that, I guess, Vern. It's so fucking random because
Privileged
it's just,
knowledge! Don't tell them shit!
I really don't care.
Redacted.
It's so random. Like the people who lived in that house before made these little like decorations in the basement. It's just like if there's a mirror, and then in between the mirrors, there's like some decorations of like palm trees, beaches, and then like under that is like some fake stone decorations. I don't even know how to explain it, but it's just so fucking random.
It's weird. It makes no sense in the scheme of things. There's probably a bar down there or something at some point, but it's just confusing. It's just confusing when you walk in. You're like, what the fuck is there's a mirror on the wall
There's
there?
a lot of stuff that was very confusing about the house when I moved in
Yeah,
there. Like
yeah.
in the upstairs, like one of the guest bedrooms had all this wood, like lumber, built to make like a TV, but it looked so fucking tacky that I was like, why would you do this to somebody's closet? It's so bad, you know? It's just
Somebody
there's so many
needed a
different things
cheap
they did in
TV
that house. What's that?
TV stand on a budget. That's what they Googled that
Yeah,
and then they
right.
built it.
Everything they did in that house was on a budget. It just looked so tacky. It was terrible.
I was gonna say between that and the broke ass fence you had, tell us
Yeah,
more. Yeah.
Yeah. It was so bad, but we got that fixed, thankfully.
Yeah. Yeah. Did I ever tell you when I was like cat sitting for you last time that a ladder appeared in the basement? Did I ever mention that to you?
Yes. It was there the whole time. I don't know how you didn't trip over it before.
Bro, it was not that far in the way, was it? Like, I don't think I looked down at all then. When I came in the second day, it was like in my path. I was like, how did I not walk directly into that yesterday? I was like, I don't feel like I could have possibly done that.
The cats were like, we're gonna get this bitch one way or another.
Bro, I could have swore it was standing up, not sitting down. And then, like, then I looked at it and I tried to pick it up and I was like, it doesn't fucking fit. You can't stand it up. It would be like this in the room. Like...
Yeah. It was an extension ladder, so it was pretty damn long. And
so
I had nowhere to put the thing, so I had to put it in a spot that was very, like, in the way of everything, so...
The whole time I was just like, what the fuck? How did I do this? How did I manage to mess that up that badly? It seems like such
I don't know. Maybe you didn't turn on one of the lights and it was just kind of, you like magically avoided it when you're walking, even though it was like clearly
No, I
in your
turned the lights on because I'm afraid of serial killers.
Yeah, just a random serial killer.
I have an irrational fear.
Man.
That happens a lot in my neighborhood, you know. Just
Yeah,
random serial
I know,
killers.
you guys have a rash of them over there. Between you and the neighbors, right?
Yeah, exactly. Fucking neighbors,
Scott the
man.
bird-killing psychopath.
Shut up. You're saying I belong there. Is that what you're saying now,
The
Vern?
avian assaulter.
You're saying that I belong there. Is that what you're
I
saying?
didn't make you attack those birds when you were a boy, Scott.
Yes, you did, Vern.
Yes, you did.
You did.
We watch as Scott slips mentally. He calls me dad.
You're younger than I am, but somehow you're able to travel into the future and tell me these things.
Oh god, I'm dying.
You must murder
fuck.
these drones.
No, he found me out. They must be pulling the plug. I'm dying. Nathan's just sitting there like, what the fuck is happening?
That's usually every session when I'm here, at least.
Yeah, we go a little off the rails between you and I, don't we?
Yep.
So Nathan, hit me with a topic that you had listed for this week. What did you have?
Let's see. Well, Vernon, you kind of already hit this. Plans for the new year, or for post-COVID.
I like the first one. Plans for the New York. Plans for the New York. Not fuck with it. Don't fuck with it.
That's the plan. Yeah, plans for the new year. You know, post-2020 and possibly post-COVID if, like, your plan is just to continue locking in because of COVID.
Yeah, I'm trying to make sound for games. That's where I'm at.
Yeah.
That's my plan
I got
for
some news
after this is
if
over.
you haven't already covered it all on yours, Vern.
What's that?
Have you covered every? You said you're going to California. Is anything else?
That's Scott's like, do you want to tell us anything else? Do you want to tell us you're breaking up the band next? Do you want to tell us we're not actually friends and that you don't love me?
Yeah, tell us more, you inconsiderate bastard.
That's all I got, man. I'm just trying to make music or sound, really. I just want to make sound effects or music for games, really. That's where I'm
got you.
Nice. So that's the direction you're going for next year, then?
Yep.
Nice.
Well, now with my inconvenient circumstance with losing my job, I've discovered that I don't want to keep doing the job that I'm doing, so I've told you this, Vern, already, but I've met up with a career counselor, and I'm trying to figure out what exactly I want to do moving forward, and, like, I want to go back to school is the gist of it, like, you know.
Hell yeah.
Figure out
Nice.
exactly.
You want to
maybe
go
something like psychology or dietitian or something in that.
So he can be a more efficient psychopath.
And what about something like physical therapy? Is that an option?
Physical therapy? Yeah, that could be another option.
Does
I
that
feel like
require
you'd
like
enjoy
a
that.
lot of school?
Yeah.
Yeah, usually that requires at least like a master's or like
Physical therapy? There's like 2-year degrees for that, aren't there?
Well, if you do that, you have less chances of actually finding a job.
Bruh, I got a job with no degrees, so you got this. I believe in you.
Yeah.
I got a job just being 98.2 degrees. That's where I'm at, bro.
At least that's a healthy temperature, 98.2.
Yeah. See? Look, you could be a physical therapist right there.
That'll be on my resume. Like, I might not have a master's degree, but at least I'm 98.2 degrees.
98.2 degrees.
So.
You ain't got the COVID at least, right?
That's true. That's true.
So yeah, post-COVID, Scott, what are you doing? What's 2020? What's the job you really want? If you had to pick, what's the thing? If you had to have it tomorrow, what's the job?
Musician.
Musician. Scott just wants to play music. Yeah, I'm with you, dude. If I could just play music, that'd be great.
That would be the dream job.
Yeah. I feel like everybody's just gonna answer the same thing there, right? Right? Nathan, you? If you could just do it right away. Music, right?
Oh yeah, if I could like land into a successful career doing anything I wanted tomorrow, it would definitely be music.
Right? Like, isn't that the fucking best thing about being a musician? I don't mean to like just like brag about that or anything, but like that's like legitimately like I enjoy that a lot. Like about being a musician, it's like if tomorrow's
like the
opportunity,
without a question, that's what you would do.
Yeah, not even a
like,
question.
You don't even have to think about it.
Yeah.
Like fuck it, yeah, I'd be a
Me,
musician.
I'm trying to make music or sound. Trying to make music.
And the thing is, there's so many directions you can take it. 'Cause, I mean, really, it's like having a creative skill, and then like there's a bunch of different things you could go, the directions you can go with it.
Right.
And my thing is, I feel like a career with something related to that is very satisfying, as long as like my basic needs are met and like I'm able to make a living.
Right.
That's
I'm not even.
I was just thinking about this, Nathan, that you mentioned the whole music in different directions, but there was also one other thing that I listed was music therapy, and that's a type of career that you could pursue. And I had actually listed that.
Super cool. Scott, I feel like if you learned like even a modicum of music theory, you could probably just teach guitar, and you could probably just do the music thing full time. Like even just a little bit, of music theory, like even just the basics of like how a guitar's notes are structured and stuff.
Yeah.
You could probably teach kids how it all works from there, and you'd be good to go. Yeah.
I think you're right.
That's like one class. That's like seriously, that's like one semester, one class. That's like $60 over at Frederick. And Will, I think, knows the teacher. Real talk. Real talk.
Yeah. I'll try it. Actually,
I'll just. That might be a good plan. Actually, like I just thought about it. And I was like, that if you just knew a little bit, you'd be dangerous, bro. You'd be one of those dudes that'd be like, you can get the Scott Patton Guitar Mastery course today. Learn my technique overnight. I'll show you how I learned how to become the guitarist of Once Revealed. Watch my guitar solos right here in my Guitar Mastery course. Over 36 hours of content. You can get it for just $39.99.
Yep. And you'll be the guy who advertises all
I got you,
shit.
bro. I'll write all your ads.
No question, dude. You could do that with no problem. I have faith in you.
All you gotta do is get me liquored up a little bit.
And I'll just hire Nate to be the teacher.
There we go. We'll just get Nathan to teach the fucking the music theory. Scott just plays all the stuff, and Nathan's like...
Alright, let's take a look at this.
Just a fucking notation and a pen, just...
Oh, and a 1,000-mile stare to go along with it. Yeah. That's something that I would like to do, actually, is as like a part-time thing, start teaching lessons again, because that's been something that I thought to myself, I was working at Target before, and just as a part-time job, and I thought to myself, I want to get out of this job. I don't like this, and I'm like, well, what if I needed part-time? It'd be a good thing to come back to. And I'm like, wait a minute, if I keep thinking like that, I'm never going to get away from Target, as a part-time job, right? It's like, so I was like, you know what? if I do a part-time income of any kind, it's got to be something that I like decide for myself.
Yeah, man.
Something related to music, and I figured, oh, teaching lessons is like easy.
Sure is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's like a golden pot for you to take right there, man. That's all you. That's all you.
Your golden pot. Enjoy.
Yeah, man. That's amazing. That's a great idea. Honestly, too, what I was going to suggest after you just mentioned that was I can help you set up on Squarespace, our website. I can just give you a whole page on there, and we can just build it out for you. You make it your page to send out to people and to advertise to people. That's what I've been doing with mine. Like I have my whole portfolio up there, and so like I use that to send to other people. And so what that ends up doing is just recursively getting us a bunch of people looking at our stuff too. So it's like
that'd be the smart thing to do.
Yeah, it's just advertising two things at once. People are like, "Oh, what the fuck? Oh, he has a whole website," and then they look and they're like, "Jesus Christ, he has a whole band!" Like, it's actually pretty cool. Every time it happens, like I send my link to somebody and I'll see them look at my SoundCloud stuff. I'll see them look at my page, and then I see them look at our stuff and look at our Spotify and like listen to our music and stuff. It's pretty funny. Pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah, actually, now you mentioned that, Vern actually got one of the guys who lives in Brazil who can speak a little bit of English to follow us on Instagram.
Nice. Thanks for following. That's awesome.
Yeah. Cool guy. Very cool guy.
Mm-hmm. I thought about something the other day. We can upload on Instagram TV all of our podcasts, so I think we should debut that soon too, since I'm already uploading all of them to YouTube.
Smart.
Super simple.
We should do that.
Yeah.
I think it's cool that we actually are listed on one of the playlists from who was the playlist?
DistroKid.
We're on the DistroKid Metal playlist. For anybody
DistroKid Metal playlist.
The DistroKid Metal playlist. Yeah. That's really cool. We got voted on by the community of individuals who are using DistroKid as their distribution platform for music. So that's a bunch of other artists listened to our music and said that, objectively speaking, they liked our song and they wanted to be featured on this playlist, and so it was.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Right.
Yeah,
that is really cool.
And so I put it back up there again, and I hope we get voted in again.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Well, that's bring out a new song.
We have a new song coming, and that's going to be the next one we put up. Yep.
Yeah, man. I can feel that one.
Good segue. Great segue, by the way. We have another song coming out tomorrow. It releases.
Is it tomorrow?
Black Friday.
Oh, right. Nice.
We got it out for Black Friday. So yeah, enjoy the show releases tomorrow, or actually I guess today at midnight. So like in 2 hours or some shit like that. Because we're just about at 9 o'clock. We're about 8 minutes from making it to an hour now. Yeah, that's what our release is now. Enjoy the shows coming out.
Yeah, man.
And from there we will. I don't know. We have the 4-song EP coming out, right? That's the next thing.
Yep.
At the end of this year.
Yeah.
Yep. 4-song EP.
Crazy. We're already there. It's fucking nuts.
Yeah.
I remember when we were like sitting down in the studio in the middle of the pandemic, like after we all were clear that we were good and not sick. Like we all sat down and we were like, when are we gonna start releasing all this stuff? And like made up that whole schedule. And then all of it got botched, basically.
It did.
The entire thing.
We had a plan for like the next year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was funny. I'm not even gonna lie. We were optimistic that was gonna work.
Right, yeah. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Well, when a pandemic hits,
not our fault. We didn't do it. It's not our fault.
Yeah. It's not
maybe someday the Take It Away music video will come out.
Someday.
Maybe somewhere over the rainbow.
Somewhere over the rainbow.
I feel like the Still Waiting music video might happen first.
What's this again?
I said I think the Still Waiting music video might happen first.
I don't know how the hell we're going to get into that NBA, dude.
Well, now with masks on, it's going to make it a lot easier. Nathan can just sit across from me with a thing, with the camera recording, and I'll just sit there with my mouth just... And I can just mouth the words. Nobody has to know what I'm doing. And so, like, it'll just look like I'm moving my mouth a bunch. And then we'll just get all that, and we'll clip it together, and we'll have the recording. It'll be easy.
But you guys have to like somehow schedule it to where both of you go in at the same time.
I mean, it could be Nathan, it could be Will, it could be you, it could be my girlfriend, it could be anybody really. Somebody with a camera. Yeah.
In Westminster, which is kind of far from here, they don't require you to schedule something. So that's another option.
Ooh, fun.
go to Westminster, or maybe
Frederick
even
requires you to schedule stuff now? Is that how it works?
Yeah, when I had to get my license, you actually had to schedule an appointment to go in.
They still
and
have
get
walk-in though, right? Like I walked in even in the middle of the pandemic to drop off tags for a car, and they were cool. They didn't mind. There was still like a service to walk up to the desk.
It might be like certain things that you have to do, maybe.
Gotcha.
Like,
so I'll wait till I need to turn in the tags for something, and then then we'll schedule to go in for that. Yeah. Perfect.
There you go.
Or even better yet, do you think I could pull it off to just do it myself? Do you think I could roll in by myself with a camera, with the mask on, and just do it like this, and just get just me sitting on a table or a chair or something far enough out? You think I could pull that off?
You might be able to do it. Maybe. If you're easier with a friend, because then you can like go back and forth with it.
Right,
you know?
right. That'd be a good idea too. Good idea.
Yep. Still waiting.
Still waiting
Music
sounds
video.
like it's gonna have a music video before anything, because it sounds like I'm just gonna do that one.
It's gonna be so low budget too.
Yeah, it really does.
Or maybe you'll be in California, Vern, and you'll be videoing it at whatever you call it. DMV, MV.
I'm gonna fight you.
It wouldn't be
I'm
the
gonna
NBA.
fight you if you keep bringing this up. Killing me.
I'm making you feel guilty.
It's so funny. No, I legitimately, I'm at a point where like I don't really want to go to California, but I do see it as like a great opportunity. Like I'm like, why wouldn't I? Like it's such a wide open place to go to do the things that we want to do.
Why wouldn't you want to go to California?
Scott's like,
why
would you want to leave all of your friends behind?
Why
Shut
would
up,
you
stop
want-
it.
Why would you want to stay here where there's all these people that you know and love? My goodness. Just kidding.
I don't have any family in this state. I don't want to hear it. No, that's a lie. I think my grandmother's the only person that's still in the state, and that's only because he just came back.
But we're your family, man.
You are my family, Scott.
We are your family. I'm going to stick with that.
It's true though. I legitimately do like that's the major thing that I'm like I don't want to leave, but I also don't see us going back to live shows anytime soon. That's why I'm like,
yeah,
what's it gonna hurt? You know what I mean? Like unfortunately,
Yeah.
it's just the position we're in. So we should just make better multimedia content and invest in that instead. Instead of playing pay to play for all the fucking idiots that don't know how to run a goddamn legitimate business in Baltimore and Maryland. You heard me.
You guys know who
I
you
know
are
you're
if you're
out there.
watching them.
Ooh, shots fired.
You know who you
Shots
are.
fired.
Make a comment if you're one of
Shots
them people.
fired. And you have my credit card information, so you know where I live. No, I
Man.
legitimately, I just, it's one of those things where I'm just like, I don't want to go back to doing the same bullshit that we did before the pandemic too. You know what I mean? Where it was just, we're just spending money to try and make some sort of audience. But it's like, we have an audience. You guys are fucking awesome. Whoever's out there. Like, there's no need for paying for people to do that. We do it our goddamn selves pretty goddamn well. Look at our streaming numbers just from this week, from me even putting a modicum of effort into what I was doing with Spotify. Like, we're doing great. Like, it's fucking awesome. Like, that's what we're gonna do. You know what I mean? Yeah. Until we can figure out what we're gonna do with live music, and then we'll work from there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like the thing is, those going to play live shows really didn't get us that much at all.
Almost never. Almost never. We once or twice had a fan that we made out of a live show. More often than not, we had people come up and tell us that our set was great, and that we were awesome, and that they wanted to chat with us and hang out with us, and we'd hang out with them for a minute, and then nothing would ever come of it. And that's how it is. That's just how the music community is. Sometimes that's just what happens. We're forgettable, and that's okay. You just, you know, in the grand scheme of things, out of 100 people, if you get one, you did all right. You know what I mean? And so I see it as that. And so I just see it as, why focus so much on going to a live venue and doing it? I know we like doing it because that's who we are.
Mm-hmm.
We love doing live music. But it's just as good to give it to somebody who's not right there in front of us. You know what I mean? Somebody who's at their house watching on their phone or whatever. That's just as good in my opinion. I think it's just as useful to them as it is to us. We were talking with Danny last week about how, like, the idea of if we can just reach out and reach one person, man, that, like, really inspired me, is really what it was. We had that conversation, and I was just like, man, I legitimately, if we can just reach one single person and they feel like somebody connects with them or somebody understands, like, the way they feel or the plight of how it feels to be in the state of mind that we're usually in, depressed and anxious, then we did something good. We did something good for somebody, and that's fucking awesome. And so I'm just, Trying to get it under as many ears as I possibly can at this point, because I'm like, that's fucking great if we can do that for somebody. The money be damned. We make 99 cents on a track. You can have them for free. I don't fucking care. Like, we're doing all right. We'll make the money elsewhere. That was an inspiring moment for me. You know?
Yeah, yeah. He was also complimenting us on our energy, like just us as people. Like,
yeah, I really appreciate it. I really do.
Yeah, definitely.
I really do. I hope we touch somebody in such a way that it helps them, you know?
Yeah, that was a good podcast we had with him last week.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, Andy Chrome's awesome. You're still out there listening. I don't know if you are. I would have fallen asleep by now. I bored myself to sleep with that tearjerker over there. Scott's wiping his eyes. I get it, man. It's California, isn't it? That's what's getting you.
I think we've hit about an hour now.
Yeah, we are. We're at exactly an hour, believe it or not. So yeah, we've been Once Revealed, and you've been great. Anybody got any final words, Nathan?
Final words? Jesus.
For the Thanksgiving special. The special Thanksgiving special for Thanksgiving. Actually, hang on. That's how we're going to close out. What are you thankful for this year, Nathan? Hit me.
This year, I'm thankful for all the growth that's occurred for me.
It's good.
You know, personally, if I'm speaking personally, I've grown a lot during this whole year. It's been very difficult.
It's good.
You know, a lot of people have had a hard time, but, you know, if you can learn to focus on what you draw out of it rather than just the pain of it, you know, you'll find yourself in a better place. So I find myself grateful for that, despite the difficulty of the year and the fact that we've gotten through it. You know.
Yeah. There you go. That's good, man. There's some thanks, and you gave them some information. It's good, man. Some advice.
Well done, Nathan.
That's good. All right, Scott, what do you got? What are you thankful for?
Oh, I thought we were just doing Nathan.
No, you're up next, bud. That's how this works. If I had Will here, you know who'd be next.
Well, I'm thankful that I'm in Brazil, where it's nice and warm, and it's you know,
yeah.
There's a lot to be thankful for, honestly. Like Nathan said, even with these struggles, there's definitely some good that came out of it. Like, I don't think I would be where I am as far as figuring out what type of job I want to do if I hadn't had this happen where I lost this job. Yeah, so it's, in the grand scheme of things, it's definitely a good thing.
Yeah.
So I'm thankful that this did happen.
Yeah.
That all these different things did happen.
Yeah, I'm sort of in the same boat. I'm thankful. You know, I have you guys. I have Once Revealed, so I'm really thankful for that. I have our audience of individuals who are out there. I'm really thankful for them, and I'm very thankful for my family, my girlfriend, my dog. You know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's really important to remember the people that you have with you through the difficult times. Like the people that you know, that's how you know that they're your people.
Yeah, man.
Is when they stick with you. You know, whatever the difficult time is, you know, because we're all in a tough, whether it's in our individual situations or just the collective situation.
Right.
You know, it's like we've all gone through a lot this year, and a lot more than other years.
Absolutely.
So, you know, so you can really see who your people are, and you can see who's really sticking. Like
2020, a year for hindsight.
A year for hindsight. Yeah, you can really just see who, I guess, who your tribe is, to put a cliche to it.
It's kind of what it is, man. I mean, it's
what it is, after all.
It is.
Speaking of our people, I think when you mentioned that, it makes me think of, like, Brazilian people are very, from what I've observed so far, they're very warm people, very friendly people. And, like, her families all welcome me into their house. And
let's all move to fucking Brazil, Scott. Let's go.
Yeah, let's all move to Brazil. There, and Nathan found himself a girl in Brazil at some point.
There we go. We got this, man. We're gonna get a whole thing going. We're gonna own a compound, a presidio, if you will. Right.
We're gonna start a group where we, you know, have our own values and we share everything. And
sounds weirdly like a cult. All right, so that's good. All right, we've been Once Revealed. You've been great. Thank you all for being so well dressed. Join us next week when we start a cult.
Start a cult.